At long last, after almost 7 months in hiatus, 7 months dealing with personal matters, 7 months readjusting my work schedule, the entertainment roundup is back. Yes, finally, I can get to do one. Something I was trying to do for the last 3 months. And I can finally do it right here. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Entertainment Roundup. I'm Jay77. And what can I say? It's been a long time since I did these videos, a very long time. Too long, if I ask. But unfortunately, when life comes your way and hits you with personal matters that has to be dealt with first, that takes front row. I'm still dealing with a lot of personal matters, but it is not to the point where it has driven me completely bat crazy right now. Is settling down. Things are moving along, and happily, I'm just basically more at peace with the job, which I actually love. Finally able to work out a schedule that actually fits me in terms of how I'm going to go to work and back, which became a major issue because when you work nights, you got to make sure you go home and get as much sleep as you possibly can. You don't want to neglect sleep, especially in a job where forklift drivers are driving all over the place. Because the warehouse, you want to make sure that you stay alert, and sleep is the most important part of your job. If without sleep, that's not a good sign, especially in my field of work. With that being said, doesn't mean I was not keeping tabs what was going on in the entertainment world. Basically, I've been keeping more on the sporting world, especially the NFL these days, than anything else. The NFL has, I don't know what to tell you, has really given himself a black eye these past 7 months, and it goes all the way to Ray Rice, even goes beyond the Ray Rice situation. The NFL has a huge ethic issue, and is pretty much evidence on how they handle these cases on an individual basis. They seem to be very much less resentful to actually get involved. And when they do get involved, they don't get involved enough to the point where something big comes out, they get eggs in their face. Deflategate is no different. Has been a very, very crazy few weeks where the Patriots have lost a draft pick. You have Brady suspended for 4 games, which I'm pretty sure before it's said and done will be cut down to 2 games. But the point is that a lot of these stuff, you gotta start, looking at the NFL and say, a lot of stuff could have easily been prevented if you didn't allow too many open windows for this to happen. And that's the problem what I have with the NFL. They wait until something hits them square in the face when they start to take action. They did it with the Ray Rice situation. I knew that he was going to win his appeal because you already suspended the guy. You're not going to suspend this guy twice. He told you what he did, and it was only after you saw a video of how serious the situation was that you decided to take actions. This is no serious right here. They did not want to deal with it. They was wanting to wait till after the Super Bowl and then deal with it. And now that it actually came to light that they actually did cheat it in some way by deflating the balls, is when they started taking action. Now, the one thing that came out of this, as you already know, that the Patriots will not fight the appeal. They decided to take their medicine. They're going to lose their draft. Now, Brady is a different question. And let me tell you something right now. The way Brady have handled this situation, I'm very disappointed and I'm very angry because he comes out very arrogant in terms of how he handled it. When they ask the questions, it becomes an arrogant statement. You did it or you didn't do it. Don't say I don't think I did. Don't make it look like that this is a poo-poo. This is a very serious situation, and this is, again, let me also reiterate here. This is not the first time the Patriots have done this. All right, so that was the thing that really bothered me. And here's the thing: why would the Patriots do that anyway? They're a great team. I respect them as one of the oldest and probably most dangerous dynasties that NFL has ever seen in a long, long time. They didn't need to do this. This team really, it scratched my head why Bill Belichick and company would do something this stupid and basically make a mockery out of a game that already has had a lot of problems with ethic issues during the past 5 years to begin with. But again, this is what it is. It made for good tabloid reviews. It made for even good sporting news. But again, when you scratch your head, it's like, wow, this is. We just can't get away with this situation. And this is what lies my problem with the NFL. The NFL, which I love the sport. I'm a Jets fan, suffering Jets fan, of course, but I'm a Jets fan no less. But I love the sport. I love watching football. And it kills me that every time something comes up, the NFL seems to have no clue how to handle it, or they just seems to don't want to handle it, which makes their image look worse. Now, I understand what James said a while back. He said that, hey, look, they're an entity to make money. That's what they are. They're not in it to become, moral people. I get that. I understand that. But here's the thing, and I think I speak for everyone here. Is I said that there is a fine line you have to take. There are policies that you should have. Keep in mind for the players, it's more than just a job; it's a privilege. And I think the NFL needs to start setting standards. Saying, hey, look, you want to continue playing here, you need to go by these standards. You need to go by these set of rules. And if you can't follow that rule, you may be suspended for a year. You may not be suspended for life. You may be just concluded for even being the possible candidate for Hall of Fame. They need to start setting real standards where it will tell you that, hey, just because you're a football player doesn't mean that you are above the law. And that's something they have not done, in my opinion, over the doing these courses of years. I've seen too many times they took a turn a blind eye. I've seen too many times they didn't take something seriously, and only after the fact where some miraculous evidence shows up when you realize just how serious it is, and then they want to do a knee-jerk reaction. Don't make no mistake about it. The Ray Rice situation, knee-jerk reaction. Did he deserve to be punished? Absolutely. But the bottom line is he should have been punished the first time. They should have got it right the first time. They shouldn't have to do a knee-jerk reaction after the TMZ, actually spread the video like wildfire. With this situation, the Flake is not as terrible as it seemed. I just find it comically hilarious. The only problem is that it still is another situation with the NFL where, again, this becomes a pie in the face for them, because in many ways they have changed it to have this type of violation happen. And make no mistake about it, it is a violation. But again, you open Pandora's box when you start, loosening up certain things. And I hope, after this situation, the NFL start tightening up on rules on this, and not to mention making sure that they have more stronger policies. They're working on it. They're trying to do it. I don't think having a commissioner have a hands-off approach to these policies is going to work, but at least they're trying something. They're not nothing at all. But the NFL needs to really, in general, just need to take a look in the mirror and say, hey, look, we need to come up with better policies, because this is becoming way too many times and is not making it look good. And the only scenario that a lot of people are saying is until they start losing money, which that ain't going to happen, the NFL is not going to do much changing in terms of ethics in their league. I kind of wish they would, because there's only so much people will tolerate before they say, hey, it's enough is enough. But again, it is the simple factor is, are they going to lose money? And the answer is no, they're not losing money. They made a lot of money this year, and they're going to continue to make money in the coming season. So who knows? But that was one of the main things that I want to talk about. I really wanted to bring that out in the open and get your guys' opinion on it. I'd like to hear your comment on it. I'd like to hear what you got to say on it. Leave it down in the comment section. Now I'll go to Isiah Tomas. Jesus. Oh, man, I can't give it this guy if I have to depend on it. A lot of stuff has happened over the last few days. Reports that, as you all know, that he is going to be part owner and vice president. Unofficially right now, he's not been officially been approved by the league yet, but he was supposed to be part owner of the Liberties and also president. I don't know why he's in this team. Reports came out earlier about the possibility that about the rumors that Phil Jackson is not happy especially with the role that the role he's going to be playing and influence he's going to have with Dolan. There are a lot of people saying, how can you let a man who was accused of sexual harassment and the Garden, who actually had to settle that sexual harassment suit, be back in a high office, not even in a high office, but in a position where he's going to be part owner and vice president of an all women's basketball team. I honestly don't know what to say. I don't even know what the Garden is doing anymore. I don't even know what Dolan's doing anymore. To me, there's a love affair with this guy, with Isiah, that I don't understand. Um, and before I even go any further here, let's just throw this out there right now. Let's just close the door on this, because I know a lot of people are going to try and comment on this. And I'm going to close the door right now. This is not a race issue, okay? I know I've seen the reports. I've seen he's trying to play the race card. It's not a race issue that people are upset about. It's the fact is that you had numerous times, not just with the Knicks, but in other places where you had this high position and you just, better way to put it, not qualified for the job. That's the best way I can put it. You're not qualified for the job. All right. People are still angry with you for basically, sinking the CBA. People are still upset about that. People have not got over that fact that the CBA basically went down under your watch. People are still upset with the fact is that you made the Knicks a laughingstock with your situation and loss and everything else. So it's not, trust me, race has nothing to do with it. It's your record. It's not in terms of higher personnel, like vice president and general manager. It's not good. It's just not good. And people like myself feel that you don't really deserve that chance again, especially after the baggage you come in. Now, you want to become anything else, like a scout and everything else, I have no problem with that. But to become a vice president / owner of the New York Liberty, which, let's be real here, many people are not buying it. Many people feel that you're slowly easing your way back into the NBA fold, which could actually lead to Phil Jackson being outed. Now, am I going to say Phil Jackson did a great job this year? No, I'm not going to say that. But, I didn't expect anything else from the Knicks anyway. I expect this is going to be a rebuilding process, and I thought it was going to take time. But it's almost felt like it's like somewhere down, you're putting basically pressure on Phil Jackson. If you don't do good, I got Isiah Thomas that will easily take your place. And to me, Isiah Thomas is not the man I want to see run the Knicks, nor any basketball team right now. And again, I just got to ask myself, what is Dolan thinking? What is he actually thinking? Maybe it's just me. Maybe there's something that I am not reading between the lines. Maybe it's something that I should really give further analyzation before jumping conclusions. But it's just hard for me to buy into. It's just hard for me to fathom that this guy, who has proven nothing since he got here, can get another chance at a higher position with this organization. And to me, it really does reflect not too good on the owner of the Knicks, who, let's be honest, I don't know what he's doing. I really don't. I'm just glad he's not messing around with the New York Rangers right now, which, by the way, is having pretty much a very distinct series of the Lightnings. They don't make things easier when it comes to these playoff series. They've managed to beat Pittsburgh in 5 games, but they really had to win 3 straight to beat Washington. They basically is in a battle here with Tampa Bay, which after this quarter they will probably play, I believe, Sunday, and who knows who they will play after that. But I'm having a ball with the series. I love it. I'm just glad that Dolan is not messing with the Ranger team. Thank you. I'm a diehard Ranger fan. I'm very happy he's not messing with his team. But I do have to ask the question as to what the hell are you doing with the Knicks, man? What are you doing with the Knicks? Can the Knicks have one season without controversy? Can you at least rebuild this team? I mean, yeah, I know people are upset with the 4th draft pick, but you know what? Honestly, with the way people was talking about it, I didn't think they was going to get any high draft pick anyway. We got the 4th draft pick, built on the draft pick, built on this team, get some talent here in this team. Utilize the free agency, utilize what you got in these picks, and let's get this team back into a playoff caliber team, a championship team. It's been too long, and that's the only thing I want. That's the only thing I'm asking for, is to please start rebuilding this team. And if Phil Jackson does that, I'll be happy. If not, then like anybody else, he'll be replaced. I just don't want to be replaced with Isiah Thomas. What's your opinion on that? I'll let you guys comment on that, and we'll move on. I'm back to the movie situation. The Fantastic Four. And then I'm gonna close it out with a movie that I don't think too many people heard about it. Even if you guys did see my J&J Monday, I did mention it as a rumor gossip thing. But I wanted to bring this up more because now there's a situation going on with the movies behind the scenes. So we'll talk about that. But I want to talk about the not flashback review. Jesus, I'm scrambling here. I want to talk about the Fantastic Four, the backlash. As you all know, Michael B. Jordan has been casted in the Fantastic Four. This movie is going to be due out very, very soon. A lot of people are not very happy at Michael B. Jordan being cast as Johnny Storm. I have an article here. I will leave a link below so you guys can check it out yourself. This is courtesy of Vanity. Manny Holmes has been the person who has wrote this article. Good job. And it says here, Michael B. Jordan is responding to the backlash after being cast as Johnny Storm in the upcoming Fantastic Four reboot. The announcement created a stir from fans in the comic book franchise, originally created by Stan Lee. This is something from Jordan that he have said. He said, "I'm not supposed to go on the internet when you're cast as a superhero." Jordan wrote in a short essay for Entertainment Weekly. As he mentioned in the article, his comic character was originally described as having a blonde hair, blue eyes. "I don't want to be arrogant about what people were saying," he wrote. "Throughout, this is what they are saying. A black guy, I don't like it. They must be doing it because Obama's president." Yeah, that really makes perfect sense. Jesus, people sometimes. It's not true to the comic, or even they destroyed it. Months later, the new Human Torch said that the negative comments no longer bothers him. "Some people may look at my casting and political correctness, or an attempt to meet racial quota as part of a year of black films, or they could look at this as a creative choice by the director, Josh Trank. I hope I'm saying his name right, who is in an interracial relationship himself, a reflection of what a modern family looks like today." This article concludes that Jordan also said he hopes to be a game changer for Hollywood portrayal of comic superheroes in the future. All right. I have no problem with him being cast. I really don't. I understand people want to be purist about the situation, but after seeing the trend that has happened, which didn't start with Michael B. Jordan, I just think if I go by what the Blockbuster Buster and Ron have said, if he's good, it will be reflected in the movies, and I think that's all that matters. The hate that I'll say it like this: the hate is they always amaze me how they always reflect their hate on the actor as if he the one has decided this situation. The death threats and everything else is completely unnecessary, and I just think that anybody who said this is an idiot, is a fool, and it's not even about the actor, or even about the movie, or the betrayal of the character. It's just basically them themselves, because they just can't get over the fact that that it's not a white person doing it. I don't have respect for that. I really don't. And I've seen worse. The Hunger Games had dealt with this situation when they realized one of the cast members was black, and they made humongous harsh sayings on Twitter, on Facebook, just despicable comments. And I'm like, everybody's having this problem with blacks getting these roles. How come nobody talks about Samuel Jackson? Oh, wait, Samuel Jackson's already been proven as a great actor. That's why they don't say much about Samuel Jackson. And if you've seen him as Nick Fury, which originally was portrayed as a white character in the comic books, you don't. I think the case is closed. He's great as Nick Fury. So no, I'm not going to get involved in that stupidity. And it's kind of sad that he has to go through it. But like a professional, he heard it. It bothered him a little bit, but he runs it off, and he's going to move forward. To me, I think that those are who are making this, making a big stink out of it, I just got one thing to say, and I'll say this right now. I'm more concerned about the storyline, what they're going for, uh, the direction they're going for. It more so than than what color the actor's skin is in terms of portraying these characters. This movie has had a lot of problems going forward, to the point where many people didn't think it was going to get done. They had a couple of directors change, the scripts was changed, so that there is my problem. There is my issues. There is my concern, and I hope Josh Truck at least does a good job where all my concerns are over. I'm not impressed by the trailer, but it's a trailer. You can't always go by what the trailer says. Sometimes you got to look at the film and for yourself and see if the film holds its own. But until August 7th, which the film is scheduled to be released, I'm going to hold my judgment. All right. The one thing I'm not going to go crazy for is the fact that Fantastic Four, Johnny Storm is black. I'm not going to do that. That's ridiculous. All right. I didn't do that with Jamie Foxx as Electro. I didn't care for that. Didn't care for the Bane. I mean, they're actors. All right. Their job is to convince me that's that character they're playing. That's what they are. All right. I'm more concerned about the structure of the movie than anything else. The structure is fine. The movie is fine. I guarantee those who have made all these stupid comments is going to praise it like crazy. All right. And those who are not, well, they're just going to have their own opinion. But to me, I'm not going to play the race card here. And it's kind of amazing how they keep bringing Obama's name up for everything. Everything that goes on, Obama gets blamed for. Somebody should make a movie about that. Blame Obama, the film. Every comment from every YouTube or every Twitter account when things go wrong, it's Obama's fault. But that's my feeling on that matter. I'm more concerned about the movie in general as a whole than just one guy. What's your opinion about this, guys? I'd like to hear what you have to say. Please put in the comment section because we're moving on. Final story of the day. For those who don't know, there is a Sherlock Holmes movie, a new movie from the UK. It's called Mr. Holmes. This movie is set to open on July 17th. This film stars Ian McKellen, you guys know as the Magneto. He portrays a aged retired Holmes looking back at life and getting involved in an unsolved case. This is actually, I've seen the trailer and I actually like what I see because it's something I haven't seen before. Unfortunately, there's a lawsuit also about this happening. I'm going to read it also right here. It says here the lawsuit also names writer Mitch Cullen and Penguin Random's House Publishing of Collins, a site ticks of mine, and a new Holmes tale in which the movie Mr. Holmes is based on. Now, this is something that is, in case you guys don't know what the hell is going on, according to this report, which is also from Variety, the article has been done by Ted Johnson. Good job by him. The estate of Sherlock Holmes and Arthur Conan Doyle has sued Merrimack's residents, attractions, and director Bill Carton, claiming that the upcoming movie starring Ian McKellen in the story of a later life of the famous sleuth, Mr. Holmes, infringe on the story that still remains under copyright. The movie is set to be released in July situation. The lawsuit that's already mentioned is from Penguin Random House. Mitch Cunning, they're also involved in the situation. And it says the reviews of the film of this early screening, together with the trailer release of the United States, revealed revealed that the motion picture used some elements of Conan Doyle's copyrighted story. The estate lawsuit says. The estate note that in this lawsuit that although many of the Colin Sherlock Holmes were on the public domain, which it is true, I'm just going to let you guys know that a lot, almost the entire series of Sherlock Holmes is on the public domain. 10 works published between 1923 and 1927 remain under copyright. Those works develop details of Holmes' retirement and later life in the estate claims. Among those other things, the lawsuit claims that Conan copied the entire passage from Conan Doyle's copyrighted story, The Adventures of the Bleached Soldier, I believe. Bleached Soldier, I'm saying it right. Conan took from that story and created a point of view of Holmes rather than a Watson narrative, a detective story, and a plot behind it. That Watson has remarried and moved out of Baker Street. The Conan Doyle estate lost a federal lawsuit brought by author Lindsay Kinston, who challenged the demands of the licensing fee for the anthology of the Holmes story by modern day authors. This is something that's been going on for a while. A Supreme Court declined to talk to the estate appeals last year, letting this stand the lower court ruling that determined that all but 10 works from Conan Doyle's later years were in public domain. It has also meant that the authors were free to write stories featuring Holmes' character as long as they didn't lift it from the 10 works still under copyright. So basically, I'll give you a gist here. I put mine in perspective. In case you guys haven't followed my channel, or you're new to the channel, or know about my channel, I have a special playlist of Sherlock Holmes stories. 2 of them is already on there. That's the Study of Scarlet, and the that was sorry. Why the name is the Sign of 4. That name escaped me for some reason. Both of those are on the YouTube channel. Now, this is in the public domain. All of Sherlock Holmes, with the exception of a few that is in the public domain. Now, the public domain is very, very tricky. You need to know exactly what's in the public domain, and you need to know exactly what you can and cannot do in the public domain. For example, when I post those Sherlock Holmes, I make it very clear that I got it from Livervox. It's in the public domain. You can get the information from there. I don't make money out of those domains. If I know that there's a person who has done the narrative, I give credit to it to recognize that, hey, this is the person who took the time and the effort to give us an audio of the Holmes series, and they have very good storylines. They're very well and worth putting on YouTube to share for everybody else. There are works that doesn't fall to this, and some of them are mostly later on. Like some of them are still with Conan Doyle's name on it. Some with even his son, because if you don't realize that he had other family members write the stories, and not as great as what he have done, but they are Holmes no less. There are even stories that was later released this recently year and re-released from a different author, but it's under the Doyle estate, and they have total control. Now, why they don't have the other storylines? Why they was put in public domain? I do not know. One would think they will copyright those stories and keep them under their estate, but apparently they didn't. I don't know why, but if the work, even though it says Sherlock Holmes, if those work is under public domain, like say for instance this lawsuit that's going on right now, then you can't use it. You have to use something else that doesn't apply to that. So if, say for instance, if I take a large chunk of a book that was under that law, even though I'm making a movie, I'm still violating the law because I'm taking the majority of it from something that I was supposed to ask permission for. If you didn't pass permission, yeah, I'm breaking the law. Here's something that it says here. The spokeswoman for Merrimack did not immediately return the request for comment. The estate said that the licensed Holmes for the BBC series Sherlock, BBC's Elementary, and one of sorry, the estate said that it licensed Holmes for the BBC series Sherlock, CBS Elementary, and the Warner Brothers Sherlock Holmes movie. So they have the rights to those. If you notice, they're not really the same style as you would, but they still have that right. As for the books, they pretty much all in public domain. This is very interesting. I'll leave a link to that. And again, I don't know too much of the gist of it. I seriously doubt that it's going to hurt the movie coming out. I don't think they can stop the movie from being released. What I think they're going to do is try to get compensation for whatever this movie makes, both in the UK and the United States. The United States, from what I understand, is going to have a limited release. It's not going to be a big release, but I still want to see this movie. I don't care if it's played in 5 theaters. I'm going to find that theater. I'm going to watch it because I like to see this kind of home, because I knew they have written about this for a long time. They just never really brought it to light of an older, more realistic Holmes dealing with his age, dealing with his mortality, and basically trying to set the record straight that, hey, a lot of stuff that Watson said, he probably made up. So that's his home thing. So I'm actually looking forward to it. And I mentioned this with Punchy, who is looking forward to this movie. Ian McKinnon looks awesome as the Agent Holmes. He looks like he's having fun. He's like he's had that comedic style going on, and I like the way they are dealing with this. I want to see how they do it. I really would. I think that I make no bones about it. I'm not a big fan of Robert Downey Jr.'s portrayal of Holmes. Even though I thought him and Jude Law had good chemistry together, I never really felt that was Holmes to me. I really didn't. But this one, it felt like this is the Holmes that I probably expected. A retired Holmes facing his last days and doing one last case for old time's sake. And I'm looking forward to seeing it. As for the lawsuit, again, it really does depend. To me, it really depends how much the director took from the copyrighted materials versus stuff he didn't take from the copyrighted materials. And does they really have a leg to stand on? That's a very good question. If they did, then I got news for you. That director and that producers and Merrimack is going to be owing a lot of money to the estate. If they didn't, it's going to get dismissed in court. But it all depends how far they're going to go, and really all depends if they actually want to go to all the way to court, because it can take years. They may actually settle this out of court for all we know. So who knows what's going to happen with this? I do know one thing. Nothing seems to change. They do still have a release date. It is July 17th for those who are interested in finding this film. So, until then, I doubt that they're going to all of a sudden put a cease and desist order to stop this movie going down. Especially when they sense they're going to make money. They're not going to stop it from being released. All right, that's it, guys. A nice little, getting back to the swing of things of doing the Tim Around review. I'll try and put one at least every week. Just for the record, normally I do a stop period between now and then. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go right straight to the year. I probably just keep doing it week by week. I probably will miss a week or two depending on what I'm doing at the time, what I'm getting ready for the time, but you'll know ahead of time. Yes, there will be another entertainment round next week. And as always, I'll leave the 2 articles, the 2 ones that talk about the Fantastic Four and the Sherlock Holmes, because those are the ones that actually, I have the article for. The other 2 was pretty much opinion based, so I'm doing about changing it up. Some article related, some opinion based. See how that works out. See how that keeps the time down, because I don't want this to be an hour long podcast. I really don't. But I'd like to hear your opinion on these things. Even if the article I don't put a link to, I want to hear your opinion on it, because I know you guys have opinions, and I do value your opinion. Don't think I don't. I do. I read your comments. Trust me, I read them. So as usual, if you guys disagree with the stories I talk about, if you guys have your own ticket story to talk about, please put in the comment section. Let me know below. And until next week, this is J77 saying take care, be safe. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.